Perfect. Could you talk real quick?
Yo, 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 yo.
Okay. Yep, that works. Alright,
Ugh.
let me do that. Alright, we ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Five, four, three,
Two.
two, one. Attackers incoming. Escort the payload.
Oh yeah. Fucking my pal drive there.
Yeah.
Okay. Widow kills two. Nice. I'm going on a different person than my Sombra's hacking.
Nope, I don't care about that.
Care about me wasting both my pile drive and my grapple and getting no value with them.
This is two pile drives in a row on the Zen that you missed. This first one, this should be a kill on the Zen, 100%. You see how low he gets? If you have pile drive damage, he's dead. So that's number one.
Yeah.
And then number two, I think you
Yeah.
kind of, I think this pile drive is more about landing on high ground and less about killing the Zen.
It's definitely
So,
more about landing.
It's not as bad, but the reason you have to do it is because you mess up the grapple. So it's a bit of both worlds. And then you get the kill on him, but you're dead because why are you dead?
Sombra. When did they go Sombra? Did they start Sombra?
Yeah.
They started Sombra.
Or no, I guess they started Hanzo.
No, they started Hanzo. Oh, and they thought I was Ball, and so they swapped Sombra.
Okay. But
Yeah, that's what I hate in life.
but you don't die because of the Sombra swap. This is small, but this is impactful. What's their Zen's health?
Oh, melee.
Right? You could melee him right now. And if you melee him right now, you don't have to drop, you don't have to reload, and you don't have to go into this room to hide from these people. And now you're dead.
Yeah.
What was the issue with that? Two issues here.
Used grapple when I didn't need to, and also I am very far away from the Sigma, so I don't get a lot of my pile drive damage.
Right? You would have landed this pile drive easier if you didn't grapple.
Yeah, if I just rolled, yeah.
I don't have an issue with that. You force the TP from it. Perfect. This, I think, is the first and maybe the only time that there's a pile drive coordinated with the Widow headshot. A little bit of just, discoordination between the two of you. And again, this is ranked. I don't really expect this combo to be happening. If this Widow doesn't hit this headshot, this play is still exactly what you should do, and you'll probably kill the Kiriko with or without her. Right? Yeah, you could melee right then and gotten the kill.
Yeah.
So that right there, that is exactly what you need to do, right? You got that kill. You forced her TP, right? This first time with the pile drive. You forced her Suzu when you were over here. And then you went around again and pile drived her and killed her.
Didn't need to grapple.
Probably not. I don't care too much about that.
You care more about reflex.
Yeah, the like landing pile drives is where your damage is, and it's where your setup for your combo is. And like you get to that. Sometimes you get to that by using your grappling hook, but a lot of times you don't need to. That should be a dead Widow.
I just messed it up. I don't think I've ever hit that rollout.
Mhm.
I know I've tried.
It's
I just
definitely hard. Are you aiming for this?
I was aiming for the middle chain link. Like that
You're,
gear.
but you were trying to like bounce off of this.
I was trying to bounce off it, head up, and then power drive into that window. It's hard to power drive into that window though.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I think what I had to do is if I had to power drive sooner. The power drive sends you forward a bit, and I was already against the wall.
Yeah, you got to be like kind of
So,
right here-ish
Yeah,
to
I'd
go
be
for the
right
power drive.
there. Yeah, and if I hit that, then that Widow's most likely dead.
The other thing too is, this is one of those points where like you don't really need to be teching this. You can just do a swing.
I think I might. I'm actually not sure what I intend to do.
Yeah, that's alright.
I don't know. It was weird.
But again, that's a moment. Do you think a Grandmaster Wrecking Ball player, like, let's pretend you're Chasm. Is that Widow dead right now?
Yes.
Right. Now, you don't have to be Chasm, but if you are Chasm, you'll win this game because of that. Your Sombra would be alive right now because you killed the Widowmaker.
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah.
Again, if you land that grapple, you can
I think
really
it might
harass
be
that
easier
Widow
to go left and not pile it into the window, but like go into the
into this
basically
space and
Widow
just
right
like
now.
walk over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That might be a
fair.
little easier for me.
And that's one of those things where it's like, should you do this tech or should you just swing up to the window? Should you go through this window or should you just take the easy route, right? If you're
I think
100% gonna be able to make this and 25% gonna be able to make this, well, take the easy route, and this way you guarantee you get that value. And once you get to that, like, once you are a Grandmaster Wrecking Ball player, you're going to need to be able to go through this, because Grandmaster Widow players are going to be able to, react in time, and they, like, But that's steps up the stairs. At the step you're at right now, you don't have to do all that crazy fancy tech. You just have to make the right decisions. And, like, remember how I said there was, like, 2 parts to it? Recognizing the right time to make a play and then actually succeeding on it. That's twice that you recognized the right play of going on the Widow. Right? There were 2 times there, right, that you tried going on that Widow.
Yeah, and I just failed at it.
Yeah. And I think that grapple that you do right there is probably the most consistent way for you to get into this window. If you can do a grapple up here, and then maybe you roll out and pile drive back in, maybe you pile drive over here. There are options.
Yeah. I'll figure out something.
Also, I didn't really touch on it. How do we feel about this play? You got the grapple, and then this minefield.
I'm not really a big fan of minefield.
I'm not really either.
I would rather have it be more in the middle of that lane where the tree is. I'd rather have it be more centered there instead of more towards the left by their side.
Yeah.
Because at least if it's more towards the middle, then I catch Sigma in it most likely. And
Let me ask, what is the, let me word this differently. How would you want to use your ult if you had a choice?
I mean, probably
Who's your target that you want the mines going on? Or affecting?
Probably Sigma. Maybe Kiriko.
Why
don't
Sigma?
think
Why
mines-
Kiriko?
Sigma because he's gonna be the one anchoring point, and if I can get mines on point, then I can force him off,
Okay.
or at least force him to reposition. Kiriko because I feel like mines might be a little useful against rush to force them out of the rush.
Okay. Mine's to disrupt the rush is logical. I think if she
I know
isn't,
Sigma can use the shield to like kill the mines though, so.
yeah, he'll be able to do that wherever you put the mines.
Yeah.
I think if she's not using rush, putting mines on the Kiriko is kind of useless. Right? She has TP. She can just trade TP for an ultimate. Right? Same with Suzu. Trade Suzu for an ultimate if she needs. I think Sig with your mines would ideally be the target, right? Like, yeah, as you said, if you put mines like right here, right now, like, what's the Sig doing? He's not contesting point, that's for sure, because you'd have to walk through them all.
Yeah.
But the way mines get used here, it's a little unfortunate they get blocked by the tree. But most of the mines are out of this Sigma's path. He actually doesn't get hit by a single mine. Alright, moving on. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Should you be able to kill the Sig here? Or at least
Should I be
like,
able to kill the Sig?
or at least like
I mean,
almost
maybe
kill
yeah.
him, right?
If I help, am I at a high enough height to pile drive? Yeah.
Yeah, you can pile drive, but you
Yeah.
you missed the roll damage,
Yeah, by an inch.
and
And I missed the pile drive.
what's the mechanical error with the pile drive? Hold up, let's go back here.
Oh, I think I know what you're on. Sorry. I gotta turn 180 degrees and then pile
Yeah.
drive.
If you do that, this is a perfect pile drive, right? If you do that, the pile drive lands right where the Kiriko teleported, right on the Sigma. Instead, really far away. If you do that 180 pile drive, Loki might kill the Sig here. You probably would squish the Kiriko. Like, if you just pile drive in melee, like, the Kiriko close to death at least. But, right, you missed both of those cooldowns. Right, another kind of fumbled grappling hook missed pile drive. Really what I'm trying to do is just like point out, right, these playmaking opportunities. That was great. That was a great play. You rolled, you booped the target, and this pile drive would kill. You forced TP, a half HP Kiriko just TP'd into your team. That's fine. Good job. You got Rush and Ko both popped, kind of to save this Kiriko. That's value. How about that one?
Can you replay it?
Yep. I'll do it 0.75.
I think it was a good pile drive.
I think the pile drive is good. I don't have much of an issue with the grapple. Like, if she doesn't grapple, this is a good grapple. And it kind of happens at the same time, so it's, you know, a little bit
Yeah.
unlucky. I think the pile drive itself, right, this is great. Massive damage. How much does she take? 200. She takes, what is that, 83 damage from your
80.
pile drive. And then,
Not
how much damage does she take from your primary?
enough.
About 50. Right. I don't know if you were paying attention to your tracking on this. This is, again, this is me nitpicking all the opportunities of you making plays. This Widow could be dead right now.
Yeah.
You essentially, you are half the reason that Sombra's dead, though. Again, this is an example of you making a good play. You saw the Sombra, the TP, you tracked it, you spotted her, your Sombra gets a free kill because of it. Awesome.
Yeah, but now my Mercy's dead.
Now you're what?
My Mercy's dead. And they have sights.
Yeah.
My Hanzo's dead also.
Yep. Quick roll back the tape. This Widow should she be alive or dead right now?
Dead.
Yeah. And was it her? Oh no, it was Sombra. Never mind. But she is the one that kills the Hanzo. So, in a roundabout way of thinking, you're the reason the Hanzo dies.
Damn. Oh, okay then.
Hey, look at this play. Look at this play, though.
Good play.
Looked like it. You boop the Kiriko. You aim your pile drive properly. Fat damage. She's 1 HP, has to Suzu, and is getting pocketed by Moira. Now we're hiding. This is fine. 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 How do we feel up to this point?
I think my kill on the Widow is good.
I agree.
I think I'm okay shooting the Sigma from this range.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ideal. I think I'd rather want to shoot a little further. But I'm glad I grabbed the Mega. Glad I rolled through. Glad I tried spy checking for Sombra.
Mm-hmm.
I like the counter EMP. I don't know how I feel about me using my mines specifically. I think I would have rather saved them. I think everyone's low enough, or a simple pile drive should be good enough. Because that Widow does seem below 100 health.
Yeah, I think the mines are fine, honestly. The mines...
Yeah.
The mines, to me, would have gotten significantly more value if the enemy Sigma didn't flux at this point. Right, because you're pushing him into the mines. Logically, he'd be backing up into these mines, but since he's fluxing, he's above them, and he goes forward, so it doesn't happen. But this play, I like this play a lot. It's a great roll. You disrupt them all, push them,
And I force Suzu.
get Suzu out, and you get a kill out of it. That's great. Alright. Now how about here?
Well, my Moira's dead, but we're up 2. We're up 1.
Here's the situation. This is the scene.
I think what I should do is, instead of shooting Sigma, I think I should shoot Moira and Kiriko.
I think that's fair. I think if you were to do that, either A, you get a kill here, or B, your team wins this 3v1. I think
it actually doesn't matter who I shoot. I don't think it matters.
I think the important thing is dealing good damage.
Yeah. And this right now is not really good damage, it's more meaningless.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you just killed the Widow, and now you're kind of reacting, deciding what your next thing to do is.
Yeah.
You see Sig.
I'm Moira right now, so it's just like hard. I see Kiri half health. Yeah. I don't know.
Here's what I think. I think this is an exact. This was kind of the exact situation where I like went over to my my notes page and typed out the note about playmaking. Like, if you make this play successfully with your grappling hook, you kill this Sigma. If you fumble and show up about 3 seconds late, Sigma lives. If you have a pile drive landing right now, right, maybe the shield goes up in time still, but the follow-up damage from your 2 DPS would be there to the point where they'd be able to get this kill easier as well. But more importantly, you'd be getting this kill if this grapple doesn't get fumbled. This grapple right here, if this doesn't get fumbled, A, you could push them off high ground. B, you land your pile drive faster so the enemy healing doesn't get, kick in. I don't really care too much about this since you have to stay on point and your team has to die to Sig.
Yeah. I wish you could see stats right now.
Why do stats matter here?
No. I'm not saying like just like right now specifically, but like I wish replay viewers showed you stats.
Yeah.
Because I'd also like the. Do I have the final stat? I feel like I might be able to stat. I don't know.
Oh no!
What?
It didn't deliver. My mom's flight, I think from Hartford maybe, got delayed. It was delayed like 4 hours ago. It got delayed. She landed at her connecting location, but because of the delay, she missed her connecting flight.
No.
The plane took off like right as she was landing.
That's so bad.
So
they move her to a different flight.
Yeah, they're working on the rebooking right now.
Good.
All right, we're on Roadhog now. No more pile drives and grappling hooks. Really, there's one playmaking tool in Roadhog's kit. Yeah, 1.5. Hook, right? Hook and just shotgun.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Take a guess. How many hooks do you think you land on this defense?
Do you count how many hooks I land? If you counted how many hooks I landed, then that cannot be a lot. I want to say, I feel like, how many hooks would I throw out?
You probably threw out like maybe 10. You probably
okay.
threw like maybe 10. Because it was, how much time's left? Right? It was like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Hook is an 8-second cooldown. Maybe like I want to say how many I threw or how many I landed?
Landed.
7, 8.
The guess is 7 or 8. I don't think you even you definitely threw that many, but you probably threw up to like 10 or 15. So you're shooting for like a 50% accuracy.
I'm shooting for a 50%. I feel like as a Roadhog player, I should be able to get like 50%. Okay.
Yeah, you would think. All right.
All right.
0 for 1.
0 for 1. Surely I don't miss another. I would never miss another poke.
Boom! Free kill.
Okay.
What have you done?
I secured a kill.
You secured a kill. You made a play, right? You used your ability. You got a kill. Play made. Mission accomplished. You've done what you're supposed to do to find success as this character. Now let's watch the rest of this game.
Okay. listen, I've landed one hook already. All right.
Oops.
Okay, 1 for 2. 33%. Okay, 1 for 3. 25%. 1 for 5. 20%. 1 for 4.
1. It'd be 1, 4, 5 or 1 and 4.
1 and 4 then.
1 and 4. Okay.
Yeah, 1 and 4. 1 and 5. Okay. 18% or so. I don't know how much that is. One and 6. 1 and 7. Please tell me that the only hook I landed this game is not just a singular hook on the Hans that is clear to kill. Oh my god, the only hook I landed this game is the solo kill on the...
So,
We don't need to go back.
let's look at this. Let's look at this from a different perspective.
I feel really bad about in myself.
Let me ask you. Remember the conversation about, like, at the gold level, the team that throws less will win. The team that makes more horrific mistakes is going to lose.
Yeah.
You didn't make any horrific mistakes. All you did was missed your hook. All you did was didn't make a play. You didn't feed. You didn't run at their backline and die. But we're not playing at a level anymore where we can just not make mistakes. Or not make mistakes. You made plenty of mistakes, obviously. But a lack of negative value is no longer enough. And this positive value of landing hooks like that is how you're going to win these games. Let's actually look at these hooks that you should have landed. This definitely could have landed on the Sig. What happens if you hook Sig in here right now? I don't know if he dies, but
I don't think he dies, but it would definitely force some sort of cooldown, maybe on a nade. Maybe
a lot of shit's gonna happen if you land this hook. I think she's cleansed for this one. That would have been a good hook. Just she instantly TP'd as well, so like probably don't land that regardless. That's just one of those hooks. Let's just say that's one of those hooks. How about this one? That's a dead Pharah, right? That's a dead Pharah if you land that hook.
Can you look at that hook?
That's a dead Pharah.
Barely missed.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. Alright, what happens if we land this hook on Sig? Again, it's a tank. Probably not gonna die. But at the very least, you're gonna deal like 250 damage to him. And he's gonna use hands or something. Alright, what happens if we land a hook on this Pharah right here? Dead Pharah.
Probably dead.
Probably dead. And, maybe dead Sig if we land that hook. Maybe. Or, this is, again, everything I've said up to this point is like, you know, Masters level Roadhogs need to be hitting, or like, ideally are hitting half of the hooks we've talked about, right? Once you hit the higher levels, like GM top 500 Roadhogs are tracking, they're gonna have built Flux by now. I shouldn't throw my hook early, so I can make an even higher value play of canceling their Flux. But, alas, we're going on to a different map. Which one are you feeling? Pariso or Dorado?
Oh god, I don't really remember what happens on either of these. I remember Pariso more.
You play Winston on Dorado. You play, I think, 5 different tanks on Paraiso.
Pariso, I definitely do something like Winston, Diva, Doom, Hog, Malga.
Yep.
That sounds right.
Dorado, I think it was just Winston and then a little bit of Diva. Actually, you play something else on attack. You play ball on attack.
Let's do Dorado. I don't want to look at Pariso.
Um,
Don't want to look at Pariso. I fucking hate
we-
Pariso.
All right, we're gonna watch Paraiso. Would you rather me speed through it before Dorado or speed through it after Dorado? There's something really, really, really big that I need to show.
Speed through it before Pariso.
Before Dorado. All right.
Yeah, just speed through it quickly.
So
Show me the really big thing.
what I'm about to talk about, I think this is connected to, you know, your just mentality and mind state of while you're playing Overwatch, because there are, I think you are self-aware enough to recognize this. There are a lot of times where, like, in your head, winning the tank matchup is really, really important, and, you know, killing the enemy tank feels good as a tank player. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
All right, let's watch this.
One. Attackers
I
incoming.
don't kill the tank player at all. I think he just walks under the rest of the time.
Yep. But what do you do? I will say, their Winston or their Roadhog just feels like an AI the way he plays.
Yeah,
Like-
he
like-
feels like an idiot. And yet he
Unironically.
died somehow. I'm shooting him like, guys, there's a Roadhog going under us.
Yes. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch your perspective and ask and play the game. Does Jack know what his teammates are doing? Does Jack know what his teammates are doing? Does Jack know what his teammates are doing? Let's back up here.
What is this Roadhog doing?
At this point, Trueblade16 is tunnel visioned on a Roadhog. At this point, your Mercy, Cassidy, Moira are pushing the weak Venture and Kiriko. At this point, they killed the Kiriko, and it's just Venture Moira. You are fighting a Roadhog in a 1v1 when you literally could be here right now, killing these people.
Yeah.
But you have no idea what your team is doing. You're focused on the Roadhog. And you're Winston. You're Winston. If you were Malga, if you were another Roadhog, maybe if you were like even Diva, if you were Orisa, I wouldn't really care as much. But Winston? Alright. That fight,
I can't be the only one who just thinks that this Roadhog is just walking around all over the place.
he actually felt like an AI with just
He's actually
like
there
there was a possibility
He-
he is just a
he is
robot
an
that
AI.
has like a
He-
hook client, because he didn't land every hook, but he landed a lot. And remember what we were talking about earlier, where it's all about making plays and getting value. This Roadhog
Yeah.
made plays and got value, even though he was a literal AI. He landed hooks when it mattered on killable targets, and because of that, got value. All right. Let's watch this fight. What's our focus? Maybe Roadhog. Alright, we go. We clear the flank. We kill Genji. Beautiful. Alright, now we're up to... It doesn't really matter what we're doing here. We go
The way
clear the flank.
we-
What's
Oh
up?
my god. I'm just so like. I know I recognize how this Roadhog was acting. I feel like my team just was so oblivious to it.
Do you have a team that can kill a Roadhog?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Not really. Like Cassidy can kind of fight him.
But
You
like
can kind of
that,
fight him.
yeah. I mean, no, I remember this. This was the game where I had the fucking DPS Moira and the Mercy cast duo.
Uh huh. Okay.
Yeah, I hate DPS Moiras and I hate Mercy players.
Okay.
It's really it. Continue.
So I'll ask this again. Do you have a comp that can really like just kill a Roadhog when you want to?
No.
No. If you had Ana, maybe if you had a Ana BAP or even just a BAP, right? A better DPS centric support versus Roadhog, right? Moira is great DPSing squishies. BAP is great for just dishing out damage at a fat target. Ana, obviously, anti-nade. Who else could be good? Those are the two like standout candidates to me. And then you also have Widowmaker, right? If you have instead of Widowmaker, you have a Sojourn or a Pharah or an Echo or a Soldier or a Bastion or a Reaper or a laundry list of other options. Now all of a sudden you have a comp that can get value by looking at the Roadhog. What do you have to do to get value in this comp? And I'll tell you, you're doing it right now, and you did it 20 seconds earlier versus the Genji. Controlling the angle, right? You control that off angle. You're not focused on the Roadhog right now. You control that angle. And fast forward. Venture tries going on an angle. You control that angle. Free kill. Now, massive advantage. Unfortunate disconnect. I bet if you're not on the hog with a Moira, maybe you get that kill. I don't really care. You won the fight enough.
My Moira is just dumb.
Yeah, it was a hyper aggressive play. Let's just put it that way. All right. Who's our focus right now?
Hog.
I think your mindset is definitely at this point. Our cast just went up the stairs. I'm gonna try and save him. I remember watching. It was clear that's what you were trying to do, which I think is right, right? Because if you're not here, Og will like probably definitely kill your teammate. But right now, remember, why did we have success in the previous fights?
Controlling the angle.
All right, let's watch their Genji during this fight. All right. And is still uncontested and gets a cleanup on the Mercy. What are you doing in this fight?
Probably shooting the Roadhog.
They use 2 ults to kill you. So it's like kind of copium unlucky. But you're playing like a Malga, not a diva. Fast forward, back, here. If you're here right now, you're just chilling. You shoot this Roadhog from high ground.
Okay, but this is my big question, right?
Yep.
Am I from what I'm getting from you, and I assume this is correct from what you're saying, but you want me to ignore the Roadhog who's just walking around, who could secure kills with Roadhog with Hook if he's unchecked, so I can mark the Genji who can also secure kills if he's unchecked. Because now I'm alternating between one or the other. I either go on the angle and mark the Genji so he cannot secure kills, and leave the Roadhog walking around who is maybe more deadly than the Genji, given his health pool, his health regeneration, and his hook. I can really mark one or the other.
As a diva, what are you going to be more effective against?
Probably as a diva, maybe, I don't know, Maybe the Genji?
Yeah.
Maybe the Hog?
How is Hog? Hog can walk down here. He can walk up the
Yeah.
staircase. If he wants to go high ground, he has to walk around up to this high ground.
Genji can go on all high grounds. I understand that, but if I mark Genji, then that means my Cass, who's on low ground all the time, my Mercy, who's on low ground all the time, my Moira, who's on low ground all the time, are going to be right in front of this Roadhog, and he, assuming he has a hook client or something, because that's the running theory we're going off, he's gonna hook them and kill them every time. And if I just keep marking the Genji, now that Roadhog's unchecked, and he's just gonna kill my team. If I go for the Roadhog, then I can keep him more in check. Now the Genji goes and kills my Widow, and might be able to kill another one of my teammates.
Let me ask you.
I don't think there's winning this game.
That's just not true.
I
Let's back up the first point.
Ready for battle.
Did Roadhog carry this fight?
No, he just did nothing.
Roadhog did nothing. Who carried this fight for their team?
Maybe their Venture?
Maybe Venture. Maybe Genji.
Venture, maybe Genji.
I think Genji.
A DPS. But no, but the Roadhog went and killed 2. And then just walked a point and stood on point.
Roadhog, did he kill 2 or did he just kill the Widow twice?
He killed 2. He killed the Widow and then he hooked and... Oh, he killed the Widow twice?
Yeah.
Oh, he killed her twice. That's...
The other... Everybody else on your team died the rest of their team.
Yeah.
I think the Roadhog is just kind of just like living in your head right now because of how AI he was in the first fight, but he really didn't do much. And then in the second fight, still hasn't really done much. Up to this point in the game, hasn't really done much. Still hasn't really done much.
Alright, I'm gonna be completely honest.
It's time.
How can you expect me to not get mad and tilted when I'm going up against this AI Roadhog who is doing fuck knows what with the most automated playstyle ever, killing my team is saying that's a tank diff, and I'm not doing anything. Because I remember that's one of the things that happened in this game, and that just got to me.
Let me ask you, up to this point in the VOD right now, has the Roadhog really done much? Right now, you're pretty much 50-50 on fight wins. He killed the Widow in the first fight and didn't do anything in the second fight. So at this point right now, with the game knowledge you have right now, do you have a reason to be terrified of this Roadhog?
Probably not.
Probably not. You don't necessarily have a reason to be terrified of the Genji either, or the Venture. But again, this goes back to the question I was asking earlier about, like, do you have a comp that can really fight the Roadhog? Not really. You got the Widow. Widow is going to look for squishies. They got dive. Their dive is going to look for your Widow. Roadhog, if Roadhog's getting on your Widow, that's your Widow's fault. If their Genji Venture are getting on your Widow, that's partially your fault. And I understand where you're coming from identifying like oh god, the Roadhog's a big threat because he's got this, you know, he's got the hook client.
Like Roadhog unchecked is a threat, Genji unchecked is a threat, Venture unchecked is a threat, everyone on their team is a threat. And my Widow has to hit her shots. That's really just the end of that. My Widow just has to click heads. My Moira is a DPS Moira, so I'm not getting really any healing or support from her. She's doing whatever in the back line. and my Mercy is pocketing my cast, who, if my Mercy's pocketing cast, that means my cast is hitting shots. If he's not hitting shots, then that's 2 people not being valued.
So, are you?
I feel like I'm the only person on my team who can defend my team.
I think we have a issue right now. I feel like you're talking about stuff that we haven't gotten to yet in the code. Because up to this point, what you're saying feels it feels like it's based on stuff we haven't gotten to see yet. Up to this point, first fight went really sour because our Winston was fighting a Roadhog. Second fight went great because our D.Va controlled the angles. Third fight, our D.Va's playing like a Mauga. This, even if your focus is to control the Roadhog, this isn't how you do it. You are giving him value by standing in front of him. Again, if you're up here, even if you ignore the Genji, if you're up here, you're not giving him free value. He has to land a really hard hook to catch you. And if he lands that hook, then that's, props on him. But if you're standing here, this is just actually really, really easy for any Roadhog to kill. If you're here when that Roadhog is forcing cart, again, you can still just shoot from high ground. You still control these angles to pressure out other people, like this Ana right now, Moira over there, Venture, whatever, the Genji flanked. Like, this position, really the core of what I'm saying for this fight is that this position versus the Roadhog makes no sense. And we'll get to the other fights. We'll laugh at your stupid Moira, like your DPS Moira, for being stupid in your enemy backline. But the core point I'm saying is that this was your mistake. You guys are losing this fight right now because of your mistake. Not because of your Mercy pocketing your cast or your Widow. In fact, this is something I noticed when I watched it through the first time. Is your Widow probably would have lived the Genji dive if you were positioned differently and not for the reason you think. Not because you would be contesting their Genji, because our Mercy would be able to help our Widow. Our Widow lives long enough that Mercy could have flew to her. But our Mercy has her beam on you throughout the entire Nano Whole Hog. The entire time the beam is on you. And again, this is kind of like the Circuit Royale situation. Like, these are things you don't notice in game, and it pisses you off. It pisses me off too. But it happens, and that's why we VOD review. That's why we look back. That's why we see things from a different perspective. Now, we make a tank swap. I think Mauga's fine to switch. I don't think it was needed, but I think it makes sense based on the way you were defending in the previous fight. As Mauga looking at the Roadhog is the very, like, obvious what you want to be doing, right? Oh, you're mosquito. I think you kind of pop off in this. Yeah, that was a really big stomp. Yeah, this is good. Roadhog is so weird.
Like the way
he's so weird. Yeah,
I kid you not, after this game I wanted to punch my monitor so hard.
Alright, question for you. Is this where you want to be set up?
Right there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're.
But you were expecting me to say no?
Well, I was asking. I think it's fine for this fight. I think the next fight it gets exploited. This is fine. This is cage and shoot tank. But did you notice something? They use beat, but their beat doesn't get in the cage to save their Malga.
I know.
Or their Roadhog. This Roadhog should survive this, which is crazy to think. So here's how I'll put it. I think this play is totally fine, just solo caging the Roadhog. If you want this play to be just a little bit better, what you can do is just force out a little bit more of his breather. He hasn't used probably any of his breather up to this point. He's pretty much full breather. So if you're able to force out more before you drop this cage, it makes him live this infinite damage glitch just a little bit less. Because like it's such a stupid character. Roadhog's so dumb, but it works out. And then this is a good slam as well. Free fight win. Now this next fight is where I was saying it gets a little bit exploited because of the Roadhog's pathing. The Roadhog last fight literally just walked main and then walked on cart. This time though, he takes a pathing to make hooks way easier. Right, he hooks your Cassidy, I believe. Yeah, it's weird gameplay.
He's playing like an actual AI.
It's weird.
My team did not realize this. My team is just being like, we could have absolutely just capitalized on this guy and killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I think at one point I told my team, like, yo, this Hawk is playing like an idiot. Let's just play to kill him. Just fuck over the Roadhog.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing. So,
I'm going to ask you the question I asked before. Do you like your positioning?
Yes, I like my positioning.
Is your positioning good for playing around your team?
Probably.
How can you shut down your Roadhog with your team? Because your comp has changed in two very significant ways. Two characters are different on your team from the last time I asked. You were D.Va and Widowmaker. You now have Reaper Malga. You guys
we can walk at the Roadhog and shoot him and kill him.
Exactly. Reaper, this is where Reaper would want to be, right? This close quarters. If you two are here together, the Roadhog has let's actually re-say that. There are technically three paths Roadhog can take. Number one is what he did last time, just walking low ground to cart. Can't really land a hook, can't really do much of anything. The option 2.5 is walking cart through this way. The other way is through high ground. If you're on the high ground, you're here to contest it. I think here is where you would want to be, here or here. If you're here, you can react to him going main and then reposition. However, if you want to go over here, if you want to stay on high ground and shoot, you can do that. But you also are here with Reaper to contest in this short range, short range area, and you might know this better than me, so tell me if I'm wrong. But I would think Malga with Cardiac has an advantage against a Roadhog in short range. Is that right?
A Malga with Cardiac versus a Roadhog?
Mm-hmm. Maybe even Malga without Cardiac. I don't know about that second part.
Malga without Cardiac loses in the short range. Malga with Cardiac probably wins.
And Malga with a Reaper against a Roadhog definitely wins.
Yeah, almost certainly.
But all that to say, what I touched on earlier, you now have a comp where shooting Roadhog and bullying Roadhog is super viable. Roadhog was able to get to a position very easily in that fight to just find a hook though. And then you were down to, I don't really care. Actually, I want to go back. There was something really funny I watched. Again, really the reason I pulled this map up is to try and point out how much you're focusing on the Roadhog. Because it's, as Malga, it makes more sense. As the other tanks didn't make as much sense. But even as Malga, there are windows of opportunity where there are better characters to shoot. Watch what you do in this fight from this perspective. It just looks funny. When you watch it from your perspective, it actually makes a lot more sense what you do. From third person, though, it looks kind of goofy. You're just hunting after the Roadhog, and you almost die. While there was a Zen that walks in to this tiny room right behind you. And I think she goes underground, so you can't actually fight her. But then there's a Venture behind you. It was just silly. It was just funny. But it works out. I'm gonna fast forward through the rest of this because I don't think there's really much that happens. I don't really have to say anything about that. This is good. No, I think this is the last fight. Last fight goes a little goofy. Do you like your positioning? Do you like setting up here? Is this where you want to be? For like defaulting at the start?
Probably not.
Where would you rather be then?
I'd rather be on the other side of the team.
Over here?
Yeah.
Um,
let me rephrase.
Mhm.
I think the ideal positioning is to have some people on the right and some people on the left. I think that's ideal.
Mhm.
Does my team do that? No.
Mhm.
And so me thinking this is the ideal positioning, I go to the left to make sure that nobody can walk that way.
Mhm. I think. Yep.
I get no healing as a result, and so I can just never peek.
Mhm.
So now I have to sacrifice. Do I go to the right and let people walk on that left side and get that angle for free
Mhm.
while being able to maybe possibly be healed, or do I go on the left side, get no healing whatsoever, and possibly defend that lane?
Mhm. Here's what I say.
And I
I think this is.
ranted about the game.
I
I've
think
ranted
this
about
is.
the game on enough.
I think this is the right positioning. I will tell you. I think this is where you definitely should start. The thing is, the core reason I think that is because if you aren't here, say you're here, or worse, say you're on low ground, and the Roadhog walks this way, you're now at a. This is. A Roadhog can walk around this corner and look for hooks on your backline. If you're here, and he can just find those kills. If you're here shoving this doorway and he comes top, he can't do that nearly as easily. And if he goes bottom, you can then just drop and match him. But as you said, I agree. Holding contesting this high ground is really critical, especially with our cast Zen Bap. Like if you don't hold this, that's bad news. At this point, though, you don't have to worry about the high ground anymore. And from here on, it's kind of just a little awkward. I don't know if you remember this. I'm just going to let it play out.
I remember this. You just skip on ahead.
Yeah, it's... Alright. I'm going to go to Dorado now. Parisa wasn't a fun map.
It was not a fun map. I wanted to actually, like, that map is just one of those games where it truly kind of made me want to quit Overwatch. Because that map made me think no matter how well I play, no matter how well I try and shut down someone, like, I don't know. I just got really mad at that game because I get no healing. I got no healing whatsoever for my team because DPS Moira, Mercy cast duo. My Reaper DPS guy was okay. It's like I just don't know.
Let me ask you, after we watched it back, did it feel like the Roadhog was the reason you guys, like, did it feel like the Roadhog was a terrifying threat?
Not terrifying threat, but he is still a threat.
Yeah. They'll always be a threat, but I remember when we kind of first started, you made it sound like the Roadhog was like kind of took over the lobby type of thing. Maybe I made that up. Did I make that up, or did you feel that way?
1 second.
You're good.
I mean, I'm still just under that dilemma of if I'm the only person on my team who can mark people, I have to basically choose who to mark because I can't be marking 2 people at once.
Mm-hmm.
I can only be one place at one time. So I can mark the Genji, mark that off angle and prevent him from going on my team. Or I can mark the Roadhog, whittle him down, force out his healing cooldowns, but I leave the Genji unattended and he can get a kill. I leave the Roadhog unattended, he lands the hook and basically guarantees the kill.
I think in this specific scenario, go on.
I understand that you said that there is absolutely winning that match, but I don't think, based on the enemy team playing and the team I had, I do not think that it was possible to win that game at all. Because I think no matter what I do, something is unchecked that makes my team lose. Whether that's leaving the Roadhog unattended and he just walks forward, pushes payload, or he walks my backline and hooks someone and kills them. It just escapes for free. The Genji's unmarked and he just kills 2 or 3. My Moira feeding, my Cass missing shots possibly, or going a little too far forward and dying. If he dies, my Mercy dies also. Me feeding at points, because I definitely know I fed at points during that map and played in positions that weren't ideal. But there is actually no winning that game, no matter what happens.
Okay.
Like, I know on attack, I went Doom at one point because I was thinking to myself, okay, listen, if I can kill 3 a fight and force 3 to 4 people to look at me, then we have a chance. And I remember I went Doom and I killed like 3, maybe 4 the first fight, and the Hog was just unchecked because I wasn't looking at him. I was just trying to trade backlines essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I killed like 3 or 4. I think it was like 3 or 4. I might be over exaggerating.
I think it was a drawn out 4. I think you got like,
it was like
2 or 3 pretty
4.
quick.
I got like 2 or 3 pretty quick in that fight, and we're winning. But I'm not marking the Hog, and so the Hog walks on my team and hooks them all and kills them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I think you say this all the time, that you say that every game's winnable, but that game is not winnable.
I don't think every game is winnable, but
maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
Yeah.
But I know someone told me that, like, you just have the mental that every game is winnable, no matter what. And I think with the cards I was dealt that game, just not winnable.
Yeah.
I think even if I played to, like my utmost perfection with my mechanical skill and my knowledge, game sense, positioning, ability economy, alt tracking, fight planning. I think even if that was all to perfection, I don't think we could win.
Mm-hmm. So, I get it. The only thing I'm gonna say, this goes back to you were talking about the whole like marking Genji, marking Roadhog. I think that is one of the few things you touched on. I think that has a very clear answer of which you should be doing. One, you can threaten. One, you can mark and like threaten killing them, and one can literally just ignore you and keep doing what he wants to do. Like the best thing D.Va does against Roadhog is like, yeah, she definitely pumps out some damage with landing your micro missiles, landing your shotguns. But really, the best thing D.Va does against a Roadhog is being able to defense matrix when somebody else gets hooked. That's where like the core of D.Va countering a Roadhog comes from. Whereas, like with the Genji, like remember the example of where you just shut him out of the flank and just instantly killed him. Like you could have you unquestionably you have the ability to do that every single time he tries going on that flank, and I think there was just there was a lot that went on in that game. All right, let's just watch some Winston because Winston's fun.
Winston's fun. Fun hero.
I will say, I watched the defense. I don't know. I think I finished the attack. There are definitely a couple moments where I'm gonna yell and complain. So brace yourself. But it's more like the wrecking ball from Junkertown and less of the Pariso experience. The wrecking ball experience was a little more bearable, I think. I think this will be more okay. So the first thing is literally this first second. This echo interaction, unironically, this echo interaction spirals your first point defense. And that is not an exaggeration.
Can you go to the echoes, POV? I want to see my ass died.
Okay. Wow,
Oh,
she gets shit on.
Wow.
She just gets fucking shit on.
Wow.
That happens. Alright.
I did not think my echo would land. I did not think that echo would land like that for mouse.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was talking about. I was talking about you. What you do.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
I know me, but like I just don't know how my echo. I didn't know how my ass was.
Yeah. That's just tough. You live this.
Yeah.
You live this.
Yeah.
But what do you lose from this?
Positioning.
You lose all positioning and map control. And I think in a couple seconds you're going to kill a Brig, which is great value. Their Echo is able to get here for free. Largely because you got pushed out. And you do go kill this Brig. It's great. But because of your first trade against the Echo, that went so badly. The second follow-up dive resulted in going badly. Which, again, it's just kind of a cascading effect. I don't think there's really too much that I remember, like, exceptionally, like, problematic with this first, the rest of this from your end. Kind of just, this, ultimately, this is just a bad spot for your comp. What is that? Oh, wait, can you not hear me? No? Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hi?
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the last thing you
weird.
heard?
Did you like?
Yep.
You did?
Mhm.
Okay, because it happened to me also. I went to like 5,000 milliseconds of voice delay.
Oh no, I just didn't hear you at all. I think on my end, I didn't notice any issue on my end. I just thought you weren't talking.
All right. No, on my end, your screen, your stream stopped. It froze. You cut out, and I thought you cut out, but no, it was me. Okay.
I mean, it might have been on my end because it's
No,
you never
I think it's
disconnected from
mine.
the call. Okay, I'll let you take the blame.
Wait, I never.
What was the last thing you heard?
In a few seconds, you kill a brig.
Okay. So I don't really want to. I'll touch on the micro of this echo interaction. Obviously you missed that. I don't care. You missed the shot. Charging a shot here is stupid. You should just be primary firing her, 100%.
Yeah.
You land it, so it's like okay. But if you bubble and just zap, you can actually just kill the echo right here. Like unironically, you can just kill her. She used her flight, right?
Is a bubble worth it?
For a kill? Yeah. 100%. Like she gets pack and TP. You wouldn't know that. But like even now, I would be bubbling, right? When you're half health against an echo, you should be dead. A body shot from their Kiriko landing, and you're in the spawn room instead of in your bubble. This is where you kill the brig. This is good, but again, the cascading spiral effect. Since you got pushed out, I think I heard you respond to this, but since you got pushed out, their echo is able to get on this flank pretty scot-free. You can't do anything about it because you're low, and you also lost your bubble because you're 22 HP from the echo trade. Then you go kill brig. It's good and easy. But again, a really uphill battle from this point. And now ultimately the reason you lose this fight is just the nature of your comp is really hard to fight here. All right, you got essentially you've got 4 snipers on your team.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
In this phase of the map, like that's totally fine. In streets,
this phase. Nope.
That's totally fine here.
Oh,
here,
there, yeah.
Here, at the end of the day, you know, if you have an echo instead of Hanzo, you can fight back way easily. If you have a Tracer instead of Ashe, if you have a Brig instead of Alari, you know, maybe this goes differently. But it's the way it works. You lost the section of the map that you were supposed to win, which led to you losing the section you're supposed to lose. Yeah. So I don't really care too much about this phase. Nothing like exceptionally wrong. There's something that happens here if I remember that's like kind of brain dead. Yeah, I think this here is like brain dead. Hold up. Oh, maybe not this. Yeah, this is.
I think I tried to primal there.
You definitely tried to primal, but you also had bubble. You also had jump. You also were just in a positioning that doesn't play around your team. Right, like you were kind of just face tanking this damage. Like after you get that Suzu out, you can just jump away. Or jump in on their brig or something. Like, if you're going to primal, you could also use your jump now just for extra damage on these people. But...
Yeah. I'm going to say I do probably have a hard cutoff at 11:30 because I do have work tomorrow.
Okay. I'll keep it on fast forward for the most part. I think this is... Oh, this is so painful. I remember this one. The Brig's literally like 1 HP, but I remember thinking like, why the fuck are you not killing the Brig? And then I was like, 0.9 meters. That's so painful. I think this is fine though. You guys win this fight. Good ult economy outcome too. I probably would have just cut you from the Overwatch team, by the way, if you didn't get that kill on the Brig. But you don't have to worry about it. You killed the Brig. I think this fight, you have a really silly primal. This is great value, though. What you're doing here is really good. That's good. Now, at this point here, what is your priority?
Living.
Living. I think that being priority number 1 is definitely true. You're at 900 health, almost 1,000 health. So living doesn't necessarily need to be your top concern at this moment. What should you be looking to do right now?
Probably go to cart, help my team.
Maybe go to cart, help your team. Find. I think the go to cart is one good answer. The other good answer I would say is just after you kill the Kiriko, find the next target that you should fight. And in no world is it a Winston, who is also primal. And that, well, I can definitely tell it's very obvious as a Winston player. This could be the like bug that I've run into where you press shift. Like this could just be a replay thing. But you're watching the circle, you're watching the circle, you're watching the circle, and then it cuts out early, so you don't get your jump reset off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, a bit.
Like watch the circle.
Oh.
It gives you the impression that you have like 25 milliseconds, but you actually have 0 milliseconds left. Because if you have a second jump right now, that guy's dead. She's probably dead. So a little bit of combination between unlucky and misplay. And so it goes. Alright, Diva now. Just to ask, what was the purpose for the Diva? I don't think it's a bad swap. I just want to hear your answer.
Marking Echo, marking Soldier a little more. Really just the Echo.
Fair enough. I think that's logical. I think the Echo has been a really big, issue for the whole game. So makes a lot of sense. How nitpicky do you want me to be with Diva? With like
Just
critiquing?
Not.
Alright.
I know there's a bunch of stuff I could have done better on Diva, but I don't like Diva.
Yeah, I got you. I'll just say this broadly. Your micro missiles can get a lot more value. But I'll just move on to the wrecking ball. We've got 4 minutes, so I think for the most part the wrecking ball is pretty decent from what I remember.
How does he hear me coming? How does he hear me coming?
Ears? headset. Wrecking Ball's loud. I would honestly just get the health pack here, but works out. Another fat pile drive. Yeah, this is fine. Perfect. If you can get the tracking on that Ashe, she's probably dead, but I think she got a little bit of care anyways. He's shrifty. Alright,
Yeah.
Again though, great boop on the Ashe. Coached herself up, got a little confusing. But oh, you go back to Winston actually. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because my mind's got Ajax.
Yeah. I think Winston's a really good swap here, so I'm cool with it. You probably could have made your way to the Mega, but I don't really care. Again, I'm trying to look more for like blunders, like fat misplays. This is a good play. What you do here is good. You bought your Baptiste a shit ton of time, and he still walks into a window visor. That's actually like hilarious.
I just don't know. Why am I giving these teammates? What sort of list am I on at Blizzard headquarters where they just see me play games and I'm like, oh yeah, he deserves to be on this team. We're gonna give him a loss. I'm like, how does that work?
Easy. Oh, this play goes bad too. I don't think you recognize how much damage you take really early on in this primal.
400 damage.
Yeah. You're already at like half health. That right there was like a flawless half second of juggling. I'm gonna keep going because we're running out of time. But at the end of the day, you see where card is? Alright, it just wasn't necessary at all. Where are we? I think we already hit the core points I wanted for this map. So how much time's in it? I'll just try to skip through. This is a good engage, good kill. That's great. And I like how you're playing with your Genji and then you go straight for the Mega when you get low. I really like that. A good disengage jump. I think if you land that jump where you're aiming, I think you're fine. I don't remember Doom. I forgot you went Doom. Oh, this is... Oopsie.
Yeah, I'll tap that.
Right here. Remember we were talking about earlier, right? Playmaking, right? And getting value when you go for those windows. You've got a Nano Doom engage. This is really going to be the last thing. Nano Doom engage. This is an opportunity to get absurdly high value. You get not much from it, right? But like maximum potential, You kill like 4 with this engage. But minimum, you trade for rally, which I think like that's obviously trading for rally. That's still fine. Oh wait, do you cap? Oh. Alright, we'll end it here. You gotta go to bed.
Yeah, tired as fuck. Yeah,
I hope I was helpful.
you are.
Hooray.
I'm probably gonna might play a little bit tomorrow night. Sure.
Alright, what do I got tomorrow? Oh, I'm definitely not gonna be on tomorrow actually. We got Fortnite matches. But yeah. Again, the big core thing from today is just, you know, making sure you're making the plays. You look for the plays at the right time. A lot of it comes down to the mechanics of successfully, you know, pulling it off. Roadhog hooks and the pile drives were mostly what we looked at.
Yeah.
But
Right, I'm gonna head out.
yeah, have a good night, Jack.
Thank you for the VOD.
Of course.
See ya.
Enjoy your